This man scammed the Pentagon. Here's his story. Born into a family of Irish descent, Nicholas Howley grew up in Havertown, a suburb near Philadelphia. He is the son of the CEO of Lansdowne Steel and Iron, a well-known U.S. munitions company whose main client is the U.S. Army. Nicholas, a devoted football fan, studied engineering at Drexel for 5 years. Simultaneously, he began to gain professional experience, notably alongside his father, who also ran an industrial equipment business. There, he was a manager, but also learned how to handle the company's finances, an experience he often describes as one of the most important practical experiences of his career. With his degree in hand, he enrolled at Harvard Business School in Massachusetts, where he earned a master's degree that allowed him to join Emo Industries, a large industrial group. His job consisted in selling loss-making aerospace parts. But he and his manager quickly realized that the niche manufacturing business was a very closed environment, yet one that generated a lot of money. They then set themselves a goal to buy up all the niche companies with unique expertise and then drastically increase prices, leaving customers with no choice but to pay. It's a mafia-like and aggressive strategy, but completely legal. This is how, in 1993, the company TransDigm was born, whose main activity was manufacturing aircraft parts such as batteries, valves, and fuel pipes. In 30 years, the company bought nearly 90 companies, but not just any companies. It focused on companies making patented small equipment with no rivals in aerospace parts manufacturing. As a result, TransDigm found itself alone in the market with zero competition and became an empire. And it's no coincidence that the two investors entered the aerospace market. It is a highly regulated sector that requires a great deal of expertise. The patented products that TransDigm produces cannot be reproduced or copied, so its customers have no choice but to pay. But it's because of this monopolistic system, which seems like a scam, that the company is very poorly perceived by airlines, which compensate for these overpriced purchases by increasing their ticket prices. Though its efficient business had elevated it to power for years, things shifted in 2019 when the Pentagon scrutinized its spending. Experts discovered that TransDigm had increased its margins by 4,400% on certain products. Even more shocking, some parts, such as a cover that cost $800 to manufacture, were sold for $12,000, with the American taxpayer ultimately footing the bill. The investigation's findings were clear. TransDigm engaged in price gouging and must pay $36 million to the Pentagon and the U.S. government. But that's not much compared to the $7 billion in revenue it generated in 2023. This case has shed light on a system that has existed for years in the United States and from which TransDigm has profited. Nicholas Howley, meanwhile, continues on his lucrative path in entrepreneurship. In August 2024, he carried out several transactions that resulted in the sale of shares in his company worth more than $6.9 million. The 62-year-old businessman remains discreet and rarely speaks to the media. His fortune is now estimated at nearly $1 billion.